Seen a comedy show where all the hosts are homosexuals. This is something that Reese just informed me of today. I'm very, very excited because I'm a huge advocate of, free speech and gays and lesbians. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Except for Vincent. Where's Vincent? I love you. So I'm going to introduce the first act, Modern Day Penguin. Our first performer of the evening is a spoken word artist who just finished a cross-country tour of Canada. He's a profoundly poetic presence who wears his heart on his sleeve. He's not afraid of the dark side. What does that mean? He will take you on a journey into his wild and tumultuous mind where light and dark cross paths, always creating something unique and brilliant. And it does help that he looks like Peter Griffin. Will you please welcome to the stage the one and only Modern Day Penguin.
And now for the less physically appealing part of the evening. Seriously, okay. We're gonna fucked up the mic already. Good start, Peter Griffin, good start. Alright, now, let me ask you something. Do you guys believe in close encounters, that type of thing? Weird aliens? Yeah, Janet? Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. Well, I had a close encounter a few years ago with an unusual form of life. You'll understand what I'm saying, and I'm going to tell you about it because it kind of changed who I am, and it's who I am now, and it's kind of funny. I think you might find it interesting. But this happened at a poetry slam, like, so many events in my life do now. I just read something in the Georgia Straight. It was like a Café du Soleil poetry slam. I'm like, oh, well, that sounds interesting. I haven't done anything creative in a while. So I get to the cafe, I sit down, and there's some weird dude on stage, he's wearing these glasses, and he's got this gray beard, and he's got these manic eyes, and he's doing a poem about butterflies fucking on the tips of warheads, and I'm like, whoa, this is some weird, cool shit. I gotta come out to this stuff more often, right? And then, I don't know, it's like time just stops. And I find myself looking towards the door, and it's like Gunslinger of the OK Corral type music starts coming in. It's like this is all going on in my mind, and what do I see? I see this, it's the weirdest, strangest looking man I've ever seen in my life. He's about 2.5 feet tall. I swear he's got this crazy red beard and this like insane huge proboscis, that means nose, and I'm like, whoa, what's going on over there? And then the manic crazy dude on stage takes one look at this guy at the door and he goes, ah! There's a girlish scream, and he runs off stage, and everybody at this point is looking. They're like, who the hell is this? And he walks into the cafe. He moves up to the stage, picks up the mic, everybody's looking at him, and this is what he says. He's like, howdy, varmints. My name's Yosemite Sam. You see, this ain't usually my scene, but I had a run-ins with a doggone blasted bunny a while ago. I was like, say your prayers, rabbit. I'm gonna blast you, but great horny toads, this pugnacious critter got the best of me at every turn. Scurvy scoundrel got me so wound up that I started drinking and shot up City Hall. Next thing you know, I'm being arrested by some blue-suited buggers and sentenced to anger management with some glasses-wearing ponytailed hippie. He's making me do this. Performing some sissified soliloquy. He says, performing poetry is a great way to release stress. You'll enjoy being appreciated, so start appreciating you slack-jawed gawking idiots. Anyways, I don't likes to lose, so I better win this poetry slam, you hear me? Otherwise I'll feed you your goddamn hippie heads for breakfast. Oh, I hate hippies, hate you all, you tree-hugging, weed-blowing, chimney-stack, screeny, environmentalist galoots. And he comes right up to me when he says that, galoots. And I can smell the vodka and whiskey on his breath, and I'm like, whoa, this is the weirdest, coolest thing I've ever seen in my life. And then he just goes, what are you smiling at, hippie? And I'm like, nothing, Mr. Yosemite Sam, sir. He's like, good. Anyways, I don't like to lose, as I was saying before, so I better win this here poetry slam. I knows I ain't the smartest turd in the sewer. I failed grade 2 15 times in a row I did. I tries and I tries and I tries, but As a failure to gingers everywhere. Even Wile E. Coyote has a certificate that's a super genius. What has Yosemite got? I want so hard to be nice, but I'm just so sick of my life. I cry myself to sleep every night because my heart's dark, twisted and empty like. My name is Yosemite Sam. That's right, he actually started to sing. I was like, what the fuck? That's like I'm being visited by a cartoon character at a cafe and he's singing about how fucked up his life is? And this actually happens? Wow. Poetry slams, who knew, right? Anyway, my name's Yosemite Sam, Sam I am. From a young age I learned to wield a gun. You messed with me, bang, 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 I gave you some. That's the way I learned to deal. When all I really needed was to heal. Now here I stand in my despair, wondering, does anyone even care about Yosemite Sam? and that's what he did. He was bawling, and I didn't know what to do. This was the hero of my childhood. I watched so many Bugs Bunny cartoons, and I was like, go get him, Yosemite, and here it is, one of the heroes of my life, and he's in a cafe, and he's crying, and he's pouring out his heart, and everybody's just staring at him, and I'm like, Yosemite, I understand, man. I understand what it's like to not win at everything, and everybody wants you to be a certain way, and you try so hard to be that way, and become someone you don't like, and it's okay, Yosemite. I'm there for you, man. I love you. Or that's probably what I was trying to say, but it came out as more like, but other people started to rally around the cause. They're like, they could see what I was trying to do. They felt a little bad for the guy, so they're like, Yosemite, yeah, man, you know, we're feeling you, yeah, you know, it's okay, dude, you know, I mean, another guy's like, you know, 3 cheers for Yosemite Sam, man, this is some heartfelt shit, yeah, you know, it's like, we're gonna give you a 10, and everybody's like, yeah, for he's a jolly good fellow, for he's a jolly good fellow. Now, you'd think this would make Yosemite Sam happy, right? He's getting all this attention, everybody's like, we love you, you know, they start singing Kumbaya or something, but no. This is the one mean-ass dude. It just made him more angry. He goes from sobbing to the next thing you know, he's just, you hear him start to growl. He's like, anathema bullshit. From now on, I'm Yosemite Slam, the rootinest, tootinest slam spinner this side of these here Rocky Mountains. Don't you be forgetting about it, you vegan vagina lovers. They use me getting a lead animal. That's when he pulls the guns out of his pocket and out of his holsters, and he's running around, he's shooting in the air, and I'm like, oh no. This isn't going down like that. I'm like, no. Yosemite, it's okay, man. Without any regard for my safety, I was just lost in the moment. I tackled him, I threw my arms around him, and I'm like, I got you, Yosemite, it's okay. Nobody's ever gonna hurt you again. And, well, first he gives me an elbow right in the face, my nose started to bleed, and then he turns around, he's got the gun in my head, but then all of a sudden, the meanness goes out of him. And next thing you know, he's crying on my knee. And he's blowing his nose in there, and he's just like, and I start stroking his hair, I'm like, there, Yosemite, there. And everybody's just running out the door, and they're like, crazy cartoon character going wild, help please, and we're just there, I'm just like, Yosemite, it's all right, man, it's all right. Takes a deep breath, sniffles a little more, blows his nose on my shirt, and says, much obliged, young sir, let's go drink. And then that's when we realize that the whole cafe is empty. We have all the booze to ourselves, right? So we're like, okay, well, so we start having a little drinking party, and we're just, me and Yosemite, we're like, cheers, mate, and we're just downing the beers and everything, we're going back and forth. We run out of the stuff in the taps, we're doing it Barney Gumble style, right out of the on-tap thing. And he's telling me about his life. He's like, you know, I fell in love once. I had a wife named Cruella de Vil. You probably heard of her. She stole my oil fortune. She went on a rampage and started killing puppies. I mean, who would have thought, right? And then I kind of lost my way, and I became a bounty hunter, and, well, I ran into some problems with this creepy bunny named Bugs Bunny, and we had this feud for a while, and that's why the fuck I'm here in normal land, because he kind of chased me out of Toon Land, and I'm not gonna go back one of these days, but I'm just trying to find my way right now, and I'm like, Yosemite, I understand, you know, I mean, my family never really gets me. You know, I want to be an artist, but they're like, oh man, you gotta have realistic goals, right? And I'm like, my dad's abusive, and it's like, man, we kind of get each other. So you know, we're just having this little bro talk, and we're talking and drinking. Next thing you know, we end up at the end of town, and the weirdest thing happens. I kind of look at him, he kind of looks at me. And I'm not sure who does it first, but either he reaches up or I reach down, and next thing you know, we find our lips coming together. It's like, whoa. It's like, that just happened. It's like, fuck. It's like, you know, I've never kissed a male before. You know, not a cartoon character. And he's like, I've never kissed a male before. Especially not a human's male. Man, what the hell's going on? I'm like, well, you know, we're not even really the same species. It kind of doesn't even really count, does it? And he's like, well, I suppose not, varmint. Let's just go with it. So, you know, next thing you know, me and him, we're kind of making out. It's like a static waterfall and everything, and it's just, like, everything is, like, oh, beautiful, and there's romantic music and everything, and we're on the edge of a clear-cut forest, and next thing you know, I'm just pumping away inside him, and at the moment where I get off, everywhere I'm like, there she blows, and everywhere I blow, it comes out as rainbow snowflakes. Hundreds of feet in the air, there's rainbow snowflakes. Everywhere the rainbow snowflakes come, it brings things into being. It's like we get a cartoon lake. Cartoon characters come into life. There's Bugs Bunny, there's Bambi, and it's like, whoa. And this all came out of my cum. I'm like, what the fuck's happening here? And he's just like, and he's like, it must have been some wild tune magic in my cock, varmint, you know, just enjoy it. And I'm like, wow, you know, it won't last long. And it's like, wow, there's something about doing it with your cartoon characters. You're a little freaky, right? Anyway, we just kind of ended up there at the edge of the meadow, and things happen, weird shit. And next thing you know, we fall asleep. I wake up in the morning, and I find a note from Yosemite. He's like, much obliged for the shared intimacy, Daniel. I must tell you, you was the best I ever had. I'm not much for males, but I think I might need to check into my orientations a little bit. That was certainly entertaining. But, you know, life's different here. There's consequences. You shoot people, you can go to jail. You fall off cliffs, you die. See, I don't have to worry about that shit in my world. So, I don't know. I think I'm going back to Toonland. I'm going to find that doggone blasted bunny one day, and I'll shoot him, and then the next thing you know, we'll have rabbit stew. Until then, it was great. It was great spending the night with you, man. And I hope that you continue making beauty. Only this time, I think you should make beauty with your pen, not with your cum. Think about that. You know, you have a unique way of seeing the world. So I thought about that, and that was the last I saw of Yosemite, but I started going to poetry slams more. Next thing you know, I started writing, and every time I see a Bugs Bunny cartoon, I can't help getting a little nostalgic and a little bit horny, and, thinking, you got inside of me, Sam. Once I got tuning with you, I'll always be a little loony for you. Hope life's treating you well.